I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the community. Like, I noticed yesterday. I mean, I guess I technically noticed the day before yesterday. Like, as soon as the buffs came in. I mean, people are bitching. People are really angry or upset. I don't know, and scared about hard light being so damn good. And it's like, dude, it's really not that good. Like, it's really good, but that's just where it's at right now. Like, it's allowed to be good now, and that's really what's happening. People are complaining that, oh, hard light's dominating the Crucible, it's taking over the Crucible, whatever. But I don't know, in my matches it was still the same shit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure there are way more people using hard light in the Crucible, but let's be real here, it just got good. Of course there's tons of people using hard light in the Crucible. They just found out it's good again. Now let's be real, I agree that auto rifles didn't really need like the buffs. I'm gonna, like, that's my opinion. I personally thought that in the Crucible, at least, auto rifles were completely fine where they were. Like, I was using auto rifles the whole time. Like, they were never bad. They just weren't as OP as like mind benders or like recluse or anything like that, or like just getting mapped across, you know, like with a bygones or you know, like a Horror's Least or something, or whatever people were using, right? I mean, even Yotsun was like technically better than an auto rifle in the Crucible. And people are acting like hard light being good now is the same thing as like recluse just ripping you a new asshole like as soon as you hop in. Oh, that's badass looking. Look at that. That's amazing. Oh yeah, this is the artwork that won, isn't it? So I like this artwork. I think they did a really good job. But I actually like the other artwork slightly better. The one where the guy had like the Guardians in the background in front of the sun, which was very similar to this one, but it is what it is. This one's excellent, so it's fine. Okay. Okay. Now, can you solo queue for trials? Okay. And the problem is that the level advantages are enabled, which I think is kind of shitty. Like, I don't know. Maybe it only feels shitty to me because I'm a returning player. So for me, I'm like, damn, dude. Like, I guarantee I'd be at like 990 light. Like, I'd be at like 1,000 light right now if if I wasn't returning. But now I'm only at 960. It feels really bad. It feels bad, man. I wouldn't mind in something like the Iron Banner or something because I don't know. It is what it is, but for something as important as trials, it feels a little fucked up. But you know, in Destiny 2 anyways. In Destiny 1 is a little bit of a different story. There wasn't as much stuff you had to do. I mean, people complained about the light grind a lot, but I don't know. Maybe it was different in the Taken King and stuff. I don't know. But anyway, so hard light. Everyone's begging for a freaking nerf. People are literally asking to nerf hard light. Like, just like anyone who's asking to nerf hard light, Gesundheit. Anyone who's asking to nerf hard light, look yourself in the mirror and like realize what you're asking for. You're seriously sitting here saying that hard light is too good. Of all the guns in Destiny, oh no, hard light is too good now. Like, really? Maybe it's because Trials is here. Maybe that's why the bitching is so loud all of a sudden, like so quickly. But it doesn't make any damn sense. Like, the gun has not been, you know, top tier for like ever. It's been a decent gun. It's been an okay gun. It has never been a good gun. And now it's a great gun, but it's still not OP. I was posting about this on Twitter. It's not Recluse. It's not, you know, getting mapped by a sniper or a pulse rifle. It's not mind benders coming around the corner and just like completely doming you unless you're completely aware of the opponent and where they are and their mentality, like, you know, going around the corner. It's not any of those things. It's not spare ration spamming you down or anything like that. I'd say it is. I'd say it is. It's honestly only as good as spare ration spamming you down, right? I'd say that's about how good it is. But it's definitely not OP. People are treating this like it's somehow some mandatory Crucible weapon or something now, all of a sudden. The buffs have been out for a couple days.
You're alive, Guardian.
Like, how silly do you have to be to sit here and say that hard light is OP literally days after it got better. Come on. You're just going to see it more in the Crucible. You're just going to see it more in the Crucible now because it just happened. But also, ricochet rounds was always good on auto rifles in the Crucible. People are, like, surprised because now they're seeing it so much, but it was always that good. The only difference now is that it's competitive, like, in general, like, against the other good weapons. That's the difference. As far as positioning goes, as far as strategy goes, even as far as tactic goes in specific maps and scenarios, ricochet rounds was always that good. People could always spam around corners. I've been doing it forever. The idea that because auto rifles are good now and
unfortunately this is all we have at the moment.
The idea that auto rifles are really great now and now they need a nerf, like, that's just so stupid. Like, it's such a one-dimensional way of looking at it. It's not that auto rifles are OP or anything. I think they should bring some of the other guns up to the level. They need to make a Crucible meta. Now that we've got Trials, they need to make a Crucible meta that makes most of the guns viable in Crucible. Think about that. Think about you going to Crucible with the gun you actually just like, right? And you're actually able to perform. It's not like a matter of like, oh, I went in the Crucible with what's a gun that's not amazing in Crucible. Yeah, let's say you hopped in the Crucible with a freaking Zenobia D. It's a rocket launcher. It's decent. Rocket launchers are decent in the Crucible. But Zenobia D is not fucking you know, it's not exotic tier good, of course. But as far as the legendary goes, like, I'd much rather have a grenade launcher in the Crucible than a rocket launcher. There are many reasons for that. But imagine, you know, you could actually go in the Crucible with a Zenobia D. The problem here is that Destiny 2 is very different from Destiny 1, in the sense that I remember playing in the Crucible in Destiny 1, if you were good, it didn't really matter that much which guns you were using. I remember people would chide me forever about going into the Crucible with a hand cannon at the beginning. Like, this is before Thorn was in the game, but this was before the hand cannon meta, right? It was fine. I would hop in the Crucible with a Lord High Fixer and shoot people in the face. And if you're good enough and you understand the game enough, that's completely fine. I'm not saying everyone needs to be at Cammy Cake's level or iFrosty or something in order to play Crucible, right? Like, I'm saying that they shouldn't have to be. If you want to play with what weapons that you have, you shouldn't have to be that good just to be allowed to use whatever weapons you want. Sorry, that's ridiculous. If you're hopping in the Crucible and you're complaining about hard light being OP, then use hard light and you tell me, right? Like, it's the same thing. I just, you know, if anything, my main complaint right now is that submachine guns do not feel as strong as they were when I left.
They will come back.
When I left, submachine guns were fine. When I left, submachine guns were fine. I come back, submachine guns are useless. It's not even the other weapons being better. It's the fact that a submachine gun cannot take a Guardian down in any reasonable amount of time.
The dark is rising, and I ask how they have not seen the light.
I need to clear some of these bounties so that I can go into trials. I'm not sure how to do it. I'm not sure how I'll get into trials. I don't know if you need to come in with a full team of 3 or if you can just solo queue and get match. But in the meantime, I can play some Clash. I can get my butt kicked and kick some butt and see how it happens, right? Just woke up. I'm not ready. I'm ready to get my butt kicked is what I am. I need to practice linear fusion rifles because I was decent with them before I left, and now for some reason I'm just really bad. And I think they've changed some of the target acquisition stuff, so I think that's part of it. I definitely think that's part of it. I would really like to I'd really like to find a solid handgun. A solid hand cannon for Crucible. On my Titan, I recently excuse me. During Season of the Dawn the last week, I recently popped out the old Duke, you know? And I don't remember if I accidentally was playing the game mode where your guns do more damage or anything like that, but I was just able to dome people with the 110s. People are asking for buffs to 110s. I don't know if they need them yet, but I do feel like Recluse needs a nerf. I don't care. I don't care what anyone says. Recluse needs a nerf. It needs a nerf. People were getting on to me on Twitter about asking for a sniper rifle nerf. They're like, sniper rifles just got nerfed. And I'm thinking in my head, are they fucking serious? No, sniper rifles were not nerfed. Sniper rifles were returned to their original damage values. That's not a nerf. Like, I don't care. That's ridiculous. That's not a freaking nerf. What happened to OEM was a nerf. You notice how OEM is still good, but it's not the only exotic choice for Titans now. You know? Before I left, I mean, I protested OEM. Like, I just didn't use it. I was just as cheap, though. I used Insurmountable Skull for it all the time, and I still do. I love that damn thing. But it's not as OP as it was before, and OEM definitely isn't OP as it was before. I feel like OEM is right where it needs to be. And I feel the same thing about Hard Light. I feel like it's finally a viable Crucible weapon that people can use, even if they're not, like, god tier at Crucible. And if people are complaining about people spamming ricochet rounds around corners and stuff, that's because you've gotten used to not seeing it in the Crucible. You've literally gotten used to not knowing that ricochet rounds is part of the meta. That's how bad it's been for so long. Like, that's how, like, mediocre using ricochet rounds on an auto rifle has been for so long. People were using Hard Light before this. No one was bitching about ricochet rounds then. Now that it's actually doing damage to them, they have to actually consider it when they're playing. That's what they're bitching about.
Flash.
Suros Regime did not need a fucking buff. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like my only problem with Suros Regime is that the other auto rifles in a direct conflict aren't really in competition. I don't like that. They aren't always meant to be, but there should be a
gauge of pure combat potential.
There should be a required
Make
amount
me
of finesse
proud.
to use Suros Regime. Sorry. You know, there should be a required amount of finesse. I don't know why that guy just jumped in like a psychopath. Look at this guy. Oof, that was my bad. When I saw the grenade, I should have turned around, but like I said, I just woke up. My brain's able to realize what's going on, but I'm not able to react as fast as I should be able to. Oh shit. I thought it was just the one guy. I was wondering why. So you notice how the like last time I played this map, it was way more fast. Now everybody's going real slow. Nope. Oh shit. My bad. See that? That TTK was no different than getting completely mapped by a fucking pulse rifle. No different. That TTK was no different than the time it takes for you to just get domed by a fucking shotgun. Like, actually, it was a lot slower. Oof, my bad. All this complaint about auto rifles, and I still only see one guy in this damn Crucible match with a fucking hard light. If it's so good, why aren't the noobs using it more? If the gun is what's OP, why aren't the noobs using it more? I am not it. I cannot possibly be in a high matchmaking like part of the game due to my skill deterioration. Whoops, wrong button. I don't know. I didn't press for him to do a rift, so that was really weird. I really didn't. I didn't press the button at all. I think what happened was I went to press reload and I accidentally pressed rift. That's most likely what happened. It's generally a common like occurrence. Miskeys are a common occurrence when you haven't played a game in a while and you've been playing other games. So I've accepted that that's a possibility, and that's just something that happens sometimes. Really now?
Lost the lead.
I mean, if you really want to bitch about hard light, you need to be bitching about Recluse. Recluse is just a better hard light. Honestly, let's be real here. I think what people are actually complaining about is the availability of good weapons. That's really what it boils down to, in my opinion. I could be wrong.
You've gained the lead.
But the only reason why people aren't bitching about Recluse the same way they're bitching about hard light right now is because you actually have to like go out and earn a Recluse, right? Apparently, like, you know, when I did it, I mean, it was a lot of hard work. I don't know if it's still hard to do. You know what I mean? I guess it wasn't that much hard work, right? Because the hardest thing for me to do was the fucking prerequisite quest for some of these other guns. Like to get where I'm at with the Luna's Howl quest. Like, I think that was the harder part. I think Luna's Howl is harder to get than Recluse. What was that guy doing? Oh.
5 minutes. Really? Plenty of time to fight. I could feel that in my bones.
I hope you could.
You're in the lead.
Jax, I hope you fucking could. Fucking Arbalest. Switch! I was spamming the switch weapon button for a while there. Yeah, motherfucker. What is with these people? These Archstriders are real fucking uppity. Since I came back, these Archstriders are acting like they own the map or some shit. Are they like super good right now? When I left, I mean, they were getting better. They were helping them out because they were not amazing in the Crucible before the changes. That was not worth it, man. So yeah, just woke up. I'm real fucking rusty at this damn game. Not good at Crucible anymore. But I can definitely say that none of my like knowledge has changed that much. The only thing that's changed is my awareness of the meta, right? Maybe the meta has changed in such a way that hard light being good for once is just oppressive for some people. Maybe it's frustrating. Oh, come on. I thought my teammate had that shit. It was my fault for not just being smart about it. I should have backed into a position where I had cover on the other side. I literally would only have to like walk backwards in order to do that. Why would he try to fight me there? Okay. Yep. Yep. Uh-huh. Oh, come on! I had that
3
one. I totally
minutes.
fucking had that one.
It's
The other guy
close.
hadn't came in and added some damage, I would have had it. He had a super and a hard light. But no, it's hard light that's OP. It's not that the meta has gotten more balanced, right? It's not that auto rifles were always good and hard light was always one of the better auto rifles. I think people just underestimate hard light. That's the main issue. Whoa, that guy's mad. He's super mad. He's so mad. I should have just meleeed him again and at least got the kill before I died. That guy must be real mad about getting completely cloned earlier. Or he just was really thirsty for a kill. Who knows? Let's not overestimate people. He might not even know it was me that killed him. Now, why would you do something like that? Oh, come on, dude. That was my bad. At least I zoned off the heavy for a little bit. But it doesn't look like my teammate got it because he's dumb. I can't call him dumb for not getting it after I didn't get it. That's fucked up. There's always someone who wants a piece. So let's give him one.
Your enemy can't kill if they're dead.
That was my bad for not realizing. So this Revoker. Oh, is that the Crucible Pinnacle Weapon Sniper? Because if it is,
1
then
minute.
that thing's pretty nice. I keep getting killed by that motherfucker. Like, I say pretty nice because it's like, dude, even at my low, like, tier elo or whatever, hidden elo, right? Like, people are using the Revoker and kicking my butt. And yes, I'm sorry for anyone who doesn't consider this, like, low tier or whatever, but this seems really low tier for me. At least for me, this is really low tier. I don't like. I mean, honestly, any meta where like people are using like gimmicky bullshit to fucking get kills, like it's pretty low tier. Like, there's some people who sneak into high tier using gimmicky stuff, but it's not that common, man. Like in the really high tier like elo stuff, it's mostly hand cannon sniper rifles. I guess hard light now. I don't know. I don't know if the high tier people use hard light, but I guess I always was. So I guess yeah, hard tier people sometimes you see something unique, right? I hope this coffee kicks in.
A well-fought
Maybe
victory.
it did. Maybe it already did. Maybe it's done. We won, and I got 3 blues.
Impressive,
remember.
Guardian. You
I
have an
remember.
instinct for battle.
Oh man, I remember Destiny 1. I was so mad. I went 11-0 on a game, and I didn't really understand that the loot system in Crucible is really random. But I went 11-0 on a KDA on a game, and I got a blue engram, and that was kind of the meme back then. Was like, yeah, you know, I went into Crucible and all I got was this blue engram. It's like you get blue in a shader, right, or something like that. I forgot. There was some item that you would get that was like dinky that you get with your blue. But yeah, man, that shit is fucking hilarious. Imagine working your ass off, you solo a Crucible match, and then you get a blue engram at the end. That's funny to me. So yeah, I'm done ranting about hard light. I'm gonna hop off stream and practice in the shadows, so that next time I hop on stream, I'm not as bad. Take care. If I can get off stream, but of course the software is not responding. Typical Windows 7 nonsense. Take care.